Reaching a big milestone in another big year. Time just keeps on marching on, that is crystal clear. 23 full years of questing, no banks or deaths, I've got my tricks. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2006. Welcome back to March 22nd, 2006. Still prayer. Just a little bit more of this. There is 85 hit points. More health for more not dying, hardcore count and all that. Well, that is Guthix's Blessing and Reprisal. Those do not exist, since they are abilities. Eventually, though. Yeah. Hit points XP. Happens while training combat. Just happens. 68 prayer. There you go. Deflect ranged. Not a thing yet. Anyways, that was more prayer, as per usual. How many ecto tokens have we gotten and dropped at this point? 6,900. My goodness. Anyways, also got 62,000 coins from the green dragons. It's not the best money. I am thinking of money-making methods to use. Because we're going to need money. And even more money. That's okay. Let's get on to the updates here. Still sticking to Mauritania for a smidge here. On March 23rd, 2006, on the front page, a responsible gaming reminder post. All sorts of helpful tidbits here, like if you get frustrated because you lost your items or other people are being a nuisance, you could take a break from the game. Also, take breaks from the game to go to school/jobs and do other things. If people are still making you upset, maybe talk to somebody outside the game. If things are really bad, talk to somebody you trust or seek counseling. And in general, to also try to avoid problems. Keep your account and computer safe. Beware of scams, use the bank PIN. Report abuse if people are being abusive. Just all the general health and safety ideas here. And there's going to be more people than ever to potentially be problematic. Because on March 27th, 2006, new peak players online, 197,000. So to move people to more worlds, get more space, 5 new worlds in Stockholm, Sweden. 3 free worlds, and 2 members. There's definitely quite a few worlds at this point. Still a lot of free worlds, too. That's still definitely a thing. Free to play. On March 28th, 2006, the next post bag from the Hedge. Featuring the likes of the Chaos Elemental, who really comes to be a staple of the post bag from the Hedge, with their cryptic, chaotic messages, potentially hinting at future things. And also, the classic King Black Dragon. Among others, of course. Send in your questions. Postbag from the Hedge. And the actual update here, and why we came down here to Bergderot again. Because my goodness, do we need a reason to come here. New minigame, temple trekking. In the corner here, in Bergderot, you can find some NPCs to escort through the swamps to the temple at Peterdomus. 3 different levels of followers, from easy, very competent people to more difficult, elderly and children, which will make your time better or worse trying to get them through. And also, 3 routes you can take through the swamp. Harder follower you bring, harder path you take, the better the rewards will be. And the harder the path will determine how hard the path is going to be, obviously. You can face pretty much everything on all the paths, except for one thing. Just going to the harder path, you get more enemies, they're stronger, more dangerous. Face off against thematic foes, like vampire rejuvenates, ghasts, shades, giant swamp snakes, which you can skin for their snake skin, giant snails, and if you go on the hardest path, just trying to boat up the river, you can fight a tentacle monster. So that's always fun. Also, have to deal with crossing rivers, crossing sticky swamps, building bridges. You can even find a friendly monk kind of guy who could help you out on the way. Once you've successfully brought somebody all the way to the temple, they will give you a reward token, which you then need to bring back to the bank in Bergdorad here for your reward. There is no quick way to get back here, so it's definitely an awkward minigame to do. But you're helping out, so it's pretty good. Bring the reward back and get some stuff like coal, bowstrings, silver bars, rune essence, wild blood, hop seeds, random low-level herbs, raw lobsters, and XP books in a variety of skills. Just give a small amount. Basically like an XP lamp. Not very good ways to train, but just a little bit of a bonus. There was additions to temple trekking in 2007 and 2008, and then a complete rework in 2011. That's why the people are not here. Read a notice board, and you get very specific people, which have levels, and rewards for getting the levels, and rewards for getting their levels to higher levels. None of that exists. And also, most of the rewards have changed too. Especially anything made of metal. That's now stone spirits, unfortunately. So, we're not going to worry too much about temple trekking. At least not. Honestly, not until 2011 at the earliest, honestly. Might be some value in getting the bowstrings, but besides that, not too useful for us. And that would just be more money / fletching XP, which I'm not too worried about right now. Temple trekking is a whole thing that we're not going to worry about. Instead, we will continue on to April 3rd, 2006. Behind the scenes. 2 new quests near Varrock. A wilderness teleportation network. Easter. Pests. And much more. All on the same day, we get the first of those 2 quests. The next quest. Calendar. Nope. Challenges. Also no. Also not a thing yet. Next quest. A Soul's Bane. Requirements, none. Required items, none. Equip yourself for combat. Specifically, melee combat works well. Also do need a rope. We'll grab that. Defeat enemies, 50 to 58. Ranged or magic is recommended. It's really not. You can do whatever you want. Short to medium. And we're just going to grab our rope and go talk to Lana by the rift east of Varrock. A rift has opened up. How exciting. Just need to run around this fence here. Say hello to the lumber yard right there. Always a good time. Run through, over through the fence, right here, and down to this rift. Very noticeable. Should I go down there? Well, probably not. Talk to Lana here. Hi there. You were looking very hunched over. Hello. What's this big hole in the ground all about? Oh, I wish I knew for sure. All I know is that it opened seemingly by itself a few months ago. It was first discovered by the students over at the Varrock dig site, a few of which have gone down there but never returned. They told me about it straight away. So why is it important to you? A few reasons, but I think the situation is beyond help now. Well, what situation? Maybe I can help. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm waiting to see my son, Tolna. Don't suppose you've seen him? Your son, Tolna? I don't know. What does he look like? I don't really know. You don't know what your own son looks like? No, you see, I haven't seen him for 25 years now. He just ran away one day and never returned. I'm hoping he's down this rift, as I know he headed in this direction. My husband went down to look, but he hasn't returned for days. Everyone just keeps going down this hole and not returning. Concerning. Would you like me to go down to look for your husband and son? You would do that? Oh, thank you so much. Don't worry, I'll investigate. Thank you. You can use the rope that's attached to the edge to get into the rift. No problem. Be careful. They've attached the rope for us. I brought my own rope. I'm prepared. Enter the rift. Or bring the cat? Seemingly, yes. Sliding down in here. This is a red room. Why should I, Tolna, be trapped in such a wretched place? Look at all the fire and craziness. Ah, it's not fair. Feel my anger. My goodness. And we get an achievement for that. We're just showing up in the room here. Enter a Soulsbane Rift. We've got angry monsters and a rage level bar. And weapon rack. Sword, spear, maul, battle axe. Take the sword. This is the anger sword. We're very angry. Attack an angry unicorn with the angry sword. Dead in one hit. These monsters in here have been graphically updated. At least some of them. More used to look more like the goblin here, being actually thematically looking correct. All fiery. Not random purple bears or a regular rat. Angry weapons. Switch them out. They can fight individual guys here. We can tell if they hit by if they hit. Ah, we're so angry. That was it. Oh, we blasted the rest of them. That was a lot less than it used to be, too. Wow, how did I do that? There's something truly mental about this place. That blast is also supposed to kill all the rest of them, but okay. Here's a cutscene. Where are you going? I can't live with your rules anymore, Mother. I'm tired of working hard for very little money. There's great wealth that's mine for the taking. But why? We're surviving perfectly fine on what we're earning. I'm tired of your pathetic outlook. Goodbye. He's off. Tolna. Tolna. Where are you going? Anger room. We didn't even get to look at the other anger weapons here. Take from weapon rack. Weapons don't seem to budge. There's also a mace and a battle axe. These are very fancy. They also hit 10 times harder than normal weapons. But the monsters in here are so weak now that you one-hit them anyways. Was a fun time hitting way higher than normal. Anyways, enter exit. Continuing on from the rage room into spooky room. It's so quiet and dark. I fear I may never escape this horrid place. Those hands in the walls? Concerning. It's very spooky. We got spooky holes. Mom, Dad, help me. Yeah, this is not where you'd want to be. Just trapped in here. My goodness. No light sources. So what can I see down here? This can't just be a simple dungeon. This probably isn't a normal dungeon, he says, while seeing the crazy hands things. Look inside a dark hole. Yes, very dark. What's going on? We're just over here, looking inside dark holes. A very safe and fun activity. Is anybody there? Seems no. More dark holes to search. You stare into the abyss. I can't see. Not much stares back, apparently. Dark holes. Hello? We're just asking for it at this point, my goodness. Dark holes. Oh no! It's nothing! And a black hole, even. This hole's darker than the rest. There's no way I'm going in there. That's apparently our limit we're here. Is anybody there? Ah! Jump scare, spooky fear reaper, he's dead. I don't like looking at these holes, but I must. Must I? Must I really? This is really something we need to be worrying about right now. In order to go forwards, yes. Hello? Anybody in here? No. My goodness. My goodness. We don't even have a fear bar here. Who's there? What's in the darkness? We're just doing stuff of our own accord here. What's going on? Not much. We're trying. What's going on? Still nothing. Dark holes. Anything? Anybody here? Could be an order to this too. Ah, spooky guy. He's dead. I don't feel quite so afraid now. Still too afraid to look into the black hole here though. Hello? Ah, spooky guy. He's dead now. These holes aren't that spooky. It's significantly less spooky when you constantly one-hit everything. Anybody there? A little bit undertuned for evolution of combat here. Hello? I'm in the hole. Not that the quest was ever particularly difficult or anything. And we are vastly over-leveled. So, oh no. Vastly over-leveled with 105 combat here. Definitely more than necessary for this quest. Ah, spooky guy. He's dead now. This isn't so scary after all. We going to the black hole yet? Not yet. Good thing to continue checking here. Hello? In the darkness? Hello? Definitely a freaky room. Hello? In the darkness? Hello? Constantly talking to the darkness, even after crazy Reaper things keep popping out. What's going on? Why do we do this to ourselves? We're just ready for it, aren't we? Ah, spooky ghost. He's dead now. Phew, I don't feel so scared now. This feels like the figment of someone's imagination. Ooh. Donald's walking. And broken animation falls into a rift. And then the rift closes back up again. So he left, then he fell in a hole, and now this is happening, apparently. And the rift has reopened. Mysterious. Where am I? How long have I been here? Am I still the person I once was? How confusing. These all confusing doors, confusing monsters. It's the confusion room. Oh, why am I so confused? Very confusing. Very cool. Look at those doors. Wild. Alright. Confusion room. Enter confusing door. We enter the confusing door. And we confusingly show up right next by. Right by. Does creature really exist? They loop into the floor. Oh, those are just hallucinations. Do have some benefits here of everything being multi-combat. If we don't one-hit the monster, it's clearly not the right one. Also, they kind of sink into the floor, which may or may not be something noteworthy. The other ones are just hallucinations, which means, obviously, not something we need to worry about. One good way to do this, when it was not multi-combat, would be bringing a fast weapon, like darts or knives or something. So you can very quickly determine if the creatures are real. Those ones are just hallucinations. So if you keep on trying to whack this confusion thing, on Gillenor is that? Does this creature really exist? We're attacking it. Nothing's happening. Is it even real? Even the way it attacks is very confusing. Those the hands on the back? Heads down there? The monster wasn't even real. That's how many times you need to attack to see if it's real. We just gotta skip that. There is no benefit from sitting around attacking another 20 extra times. Here is the door. Ha! Exit's now clear. Tunnel's mind really is a mess. Each time you defeat the right one of the wrong doors disappears. That works. Leave me, but I don't want to. How can you say that? I've done nothing wrong. Ah! This is not a good place to be. Clearly. Through the confusing door. To something else. What's the point? No one will ever help me. Deep chasm of even darker darkness. My goodness. I'm not worth anything. Will anyone ever combat my hopelessness? It's us, the combator of hopelessness. We are here to fight the hopelessness. Smack it with a halberd a whole bunch of times. Here's the hopelessness. Hopeless creature. Bonk. Bonk. Also seems to draw away your very life force. Not very effectively. Bonk. Each time we whack it down, it gets smaller. Is there any end to killing these monsters? This is hard work. Again, statements that make more sense when it takes more than one hit to defeat the monsters. I almost killed all of them now. Trying to draw away our life force again. My goodness. Man, if I kill one more, we can find some hope. Speaking of hope, that's the name of the cat. Hoping to not need to be dismissed. At least not yet. We've revived the hope. A bridge of hope. Tulna should feel that help is at hand by now. Bridge of hope. Does it really exist? This bridge over this chasm? Also, does the chasm really exist? There's a lot of questions in here. Like, what is going on? Tentacle monster. Got a lot of those recently, apparently. And Brenna, Tulna's dad. Son, is that you? Please speak to me, Tulna. Why should I speak to you? Besides, I'm no longer the boy you once knew. What do you mean? He's a tentacle monster. You'll always be my son. How thoughtful. No, something evil in this dungeon has morphed my body and mind. There must be a way. Don't give up so easily. Don't give up? You had your chance to help me. 25 years it's taken you. Sorry, but your mother and I tried so hard to find you. Lies. Ah, we have a visitor. Aye. Your father isn't lying. Ah, if that's what you think, then you shall both die. Oh no. Hi, Tulna. Hey, you got enough health to survive 2 hits per Tulna head here. Awesome. 311. Wow. And Tulna. Hey. Wow. Give a special attack. Wow. And out materializes Tulna. Hey, Tulna. Tulna? Sorry, what happened? You've been trapped down here for years. I come to rescue you on behalf of your parents. Oh yeah, I was looking for the legacy of a civilization that used to live down here. Son. Father? Oh, I'm so sorry. Can you ever forgive me? Don't worry, I'm just glad you're back to yourself. Are you okay? I'm fine. My memories are slowly returning. How's Mother? She misses you dearly. Where is she? She's up at the surface, waiting for you. Thank you, traveler. I'm glad my wife and I never gave up hope. She'll return to her and tell her the good news. Thank you so much. I truly owe you for your help. I'm just glad I could help. We didn't find any of the dig site workers. They're probably dead. Well, anyways. Tulna, welcome back to the surface. Hello, Tulna. Hi, thanks again for saving me. So glad to be out of that horrible place. I was foolish to ignore my parents' warnings when I ran away that day. Luckily, I've been able to patch things up with them, so they've returned home with peace of mind. What exactly happened to you down there? I managed to find the remnants of an ancient civilization that the stories talked about. Seems people used to worship a god there years ago, in numbers far greater than a simple cult following. Sadly, there's little remaining, so I have nothing else to tell. As soon as I entered this area, the ground swallowed me whole. I felt there was something watching, waiting, that there's some evil power under the ground that wanted me to suffer, as if it got some sort of empowerment from it. At least whatever it is, it doesn't want to reveal itself to the world yet. At least we have a warning. Do you manage to retrieve anything? Not really, just a few coins, which you're welcome to have. Thanks. What are you going to do now? I've decided to keep open the rift. Terrible plan. There is a part of it that is perfectly laid out for combat training. Remnants of my subconscious remain in there. I want to show people the problems I've faced so that they may learn from it. You're welcome to go down there and practice fighting anytime. Thanks. Quest complete. 1 quest point. Constitution, hit points. XP lamp, not a lamp. 500 hit points, 500 defense XP, 500 coins. And later on, in 2017, since the anger weapons look so cool, they got added as cosmetic overrides. and access to Tonal's Rift for combat training. Use these XP lamps to get our 1000 XP for our efforts. Oh boy. And enter the rift again. And jump down there. Enter the rift. Click on the rope part. There you go. Sliding down. This was supposed to be a combat training area. There's really no reason to. 35, 40, 43, 47. The monsters down here are incredibly weak. Always have been. But they were actually too strong before. And not laid out in a good training method area. They don't drop anything. Their experience is not especially better than anything else either. So you're missing out on drops. They're not in a good configuration for just sitting there AFK like rock crabs or anything. Just in general, not a good spot to train. There's monsters. You don't have to bank because they don't have any drops, but it's not exactly a good thing, unfortunately. And so, the dungeon permanently abandoned. That's okay. We've got other things to train combat on, like Slayer and rock crabs and just fighting stuff for drops. Not really necessary here. But we will be fighting a whole bunch of other things. Just so many different things. It's gonna be a whole thing. Next time. Goodbye.